low. We got 8 new mutators in the Forgotten Kingdom DLC. 2 of them, right off the bat, can be purchased from Dwell. The other 6 are from aberrations throughout the world. I'll show you how to get all of them and where they are, but first let's cover all 8 of them. Okay, first up we'll cover the ranged, then we'll move over to the melee ones. I went ahead and upgraded everything to level 10 so we can see what the fully upgraded version looks like. Up first we got Farsighted. Increases range damage of this weapon by 2.5% for every 2.5 meters from the shooter to the target. Maximum 25%. At level 10 it increases this weapon's ideal fall off and maximum range by 5 meters. That was Farsighted. Then we have Nearsighted. Increases range damage of this weapon by 20% to enemies within 7 meters. At level 10, increases ranged crit chance of this weapon by 10% to enemies within 7 meters. Pressure Point. Increases this weapon's ranged and mod damage by 15% to enemies within 7 meters. At level 10, activating this weapon's mod triggers a fixed 7-meter blast, dealing 50 damage per 100 mod power spent in a single cast. Inflicts 1.5 stagger damage. We have Searing Wounds. Increases ranged damage of this weapon by 10% to burning targets. At level 10, this weapon's ranged weak spot and ranged crit hits apply burning, dealing 50 fire damage over 5 seconds. Spellweaver increases this weapon's mod damage and mod generation by 15% for 10 seconds while activating a skill. At level 10, activating this weapon's mod reduces skill cooldowns by 1% for every 100 mod power spent. And then 1000 Cuts increases this weapon's crit chance and crit damage by 0.5% for each shot fired. Lasts teeny tiny amount, 0.125 seconds. Maximum stacks of 50, so high rate of fire guns. At level 10, increases this weapon's reload speed by 1% per stack. That could be up to 50% reload. And then we only got 2 for melee weapons. Battlemage. Skill activation grants Mage Strike for 10 seconds. Increases melee mod generation by 50%. At level 10, Mage Strike also increases melee damage by 15%. Gladiator. While branding a melee weapon, receiving enemy damage increases melee damage by 50% for 5 seconds. At level 10, receiving enemy damage while brandishing a melee weapon grants 1 stack of Bulwark for 5 seconds. I imagine that if you have your weapon out, right? Could be wrong. Okay, the easy ones. Let's get those out of the way. Dwell will sell you 2 of these. He sells you Battlemage, and he also sells you Spellweaver. Next up is Pressure Point. That's going to be located in the first zone of the new DLC in the Ancient Canopy. This is right next to the starting location after you've come and jumped down from the spiral. Here's the door that unlocks the area to the starting location. That's where you start. You circle around, go up top, go all the way up, drop down. This stairwell area down here that goes down to the water will be an aberration. Kill the aberration. Gives you the mutator. Alright, next up is 1000 Cuts. 1000 Cuts is located in any of the treetop dungeons. It doesn't have to be a new one. I'm clearly in the Expanding Glade, which is a base game dungeon, right? So any of these Geisha treetop dungeons, this is a new random location that has a chance to show up. You'll see a deer, or a doe, statue. You follow the path down here. And then once you kill all the does, it'll spawn the aberration. You can also walk up, it'll glitch out, but ideally you're supposed to kill the does. Done. There's also a ring. Token of favor. I got a video covering all of this. This is bonus tip. If you wear the red doe sigil, the floor will open up. There'll be another goodie down there. Okay, next up is Farsighted. I want to point out this ledge over here. So here we are at the statue. I just got the water activated. Okay. He's not here. He's not here when you first get here either, but he's on this ledge. Here's the treetops that you walk across. Let's go ahead and activate this. Still not here. He's only shown up after I beat the main boss. So I'm going to go do that. BRB. Okay. Just beat the final boss. Coming back outside. Hey. There's that one. Next up is Nearsighted. This is located inside of the Infested Abyss. This is not exclusive to the Forgotten Kingdom map. Any of the Rot dungeon types in any Geisha map can be an Infested Abyss. You're also not guaranteed to get Infested Abyss on the new map unless you are doing your one-shot. If you've already done your one-shot and you're in the new zone, it may or may not be there. But this is at the very end of the dungeon. There's a checkpoint. You come up this ramp. There's an entity, a demon, a something. There's a lot that you can do with this guy. This is just how to queue up the aberration. So you don't have anything to say. You just want to fight him. Okay. He'll ask you eventually if you conversate for if you want to take his power. That does a whole different thing. You won't fight the aberration. So if you're looking for the mutator, you want to fight him. Oh, and of course. Okay, redemption. There you go. That's how you get that. All right, next up we got Gladiator. This is located inside of the Proving Grounds dungeon, which is one of the temple-style dungeons. You can find it in any Geisha playthrough or the Forgotten Kingdom playthrough. But you get to the third section here, the first time you get to see the saw blades, and it's actually going to be in this wall. You have to go stand on that pressure plate for this wall to open up, and then run back into it. Wall's open. I'm going to follow this blade back down. Boom. It's fun. It does. Oh, oh. Okay. Boom. Okay, and lastly we have Searing Wounds, which is located at the Goddess's Rest dungeon. Again, it's a treetop dungeon inside of any Geisha map or the included DLC. Goddess's Rest is not guaranteed in the DLC map, nor is it in any of the Geisha maps. But so any of the treetop dungeons can have a chance to turn into Goddess's Rest. Once you get to the end and activate all 5 pillars, you'll see all 5 of those activated. You're going to walk into this room, interact with the dish that's on the pedestal, and it will spawn a aberration. Now, if you have the dust ball thingy that fights the final boss, and you put it in here, I don't know if you'll get the aberration. So don't put it in here at first if you want the aberration, just to be safe. Yeah, don't take your quest item and put it in this dish. You can always put it back in the dish after the fact. But all you're going to do is interact, exit out. Yeah, that was almost death. There you go. There's all of the new mutators in the Forgotten Kingdom DLC and where they're located with the appropriate aberrations and how to fight them. Well, how to trigger them. I didn't do a guide on how to fight them. They always have different modifiers that make them all unique every time you run into them. So hopefully that helps. If not, thanks for sticking around if you're still here. Side note, I stream daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do play a lot of games. Obviously right now we're doing a lot of Remnant, but I do play a lot of games. Power World, Outlast Trials, totally not appropriate. Halo, Battlefield, Grounded, Sea of Thieves. I play a crap ton of stuff. Anyways, on that note, see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.